Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Mainstream Dissident. My name is Adam, and I'll be your host. This episode is being recorded on October 29th, 2025. And guys, remember, if you like what you hear today, go ahead and click the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. It really helps. Go ahead and sub to me. Thank you to all my new subscribers. It means the world to me. And guys, on audio only, you guys just leave me a 5-star review. You guys have been very diligent at doing so, and I appreciate that. Now, without further ado, what do we do but talk about the EBT meltdown that is going to sweep the nation? Potentially. We don't know if it's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen, but all we know is we have to ask a question. A question being, is we getting food stamps? Is we getting EBT? I'm sure that you guys have seen the memes recently regarding this. If you do a simple Google search and just look up, is we getting, a lot of things will pop up, so much so that now it even says, I think the first thing on is we getting is the is we getting food stamps meme. But I just looked up, is we getting EBT? The vernacular, of course, shared with our Ebonic brothers. That's where I derived that grammatical amalgamation, if you will, of is we getting. So, is we getting EBT? No, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program SNAP/EBT benefits will not be issued in November 2025 due to a federal government shutdown. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has announced that it is pausing its benefits until a budget is passed, meaning no new funding will be loaded onto EBT cards in November. However, any previously issued unspent funds on a card are still usable. Unspent. How the heck I supposed to feed my children if they be unspent, though? How that work? How that do? You got to support me. You got to support my family. I'm sure that you guys have seen those videos of numerous African Americans, sub-Saharans, if you will, lamenting to the public, complaining to the public that it is our responsibility to feed their children, which is crazy because sometimes, guys, let's be real. Sometimes people are down on their luck and they need assistance. They need help. But whenever a people group or an individual makes the decision on their own to say, well, hey, you know what? I'm not going to work. I'm going to make the decision not to work at all because it benefits me more to sit around and get my EBT rather than going out there and earning a wage and contributing to society as a whole to help propagate prosperity throughout my neighborhood. God forbid that I go and get a job. And like I said, man, I'm not heartless. Like, I understand that some people, they really do need help. Like, let's say you're going to your 9 to 5 and all of a sudden you get the word that, hey, the place is closing down. You guys can't get anything anymore. You're looking for a job. You're applying for plenty of jobs and nothing is coming in. That's what this food stamp program, EBT, SNAP, that's what it's meant for. It's meant for those who have that, rainy day fund that the government sets aside that we all pay into. Yeah, it sucks because, they're stealing from us and they're just raising the debt, et cetera, et cetera. We know the whole gambit of that. That's not what this is about. That is about, is we getting EBT? Now, I don't know if you guys understand or have seen or have noticed how African Americans, who per capita do get a lot of EBT. I think the stats nationwide is 1 in 8 people get EBT. That's not by race. That's by American citizens. 1 in 8 people receive some form of government assistance. That's 12% of the U.S. population. It's something like 340 million people. So I think it's 40 million people get these benefits of some form, not their only income, but they get these SNAP EBT benefits. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen how African Americans, blacks, how they act in distressful situations. Distressful, stressful, you guys know what I mean. I'm riffing here. I'm riffing here. I thought that it would be nice to give you guys an inside look of how these people act in stressful situations. And let's go to the first slide here and just get a look here. Let's get a look here. And here we can see a gaggle of Negro sapiens entering their natural habitat. This must mean it's the first of the month, of course. You can see their natural drive and determination they possess to get day food. That is right, they are all flooding the aisles and being, oh my, there goes a TV. My audio only listeners, I will document this behavior for you. And moving on here, we see them grazing at the checkout line. Seems to be a bit of a scuffle over resources. Assumptively, the rarest form of resource at the Walmart, the rare cocoa butter. You can see one of them is stomping on the other, while a Jose seems to be trying to restrain them. I don't recommend that. I do not. Here we can see two males engaging in dialogue. Don't let their appearances fool you, as I believe things are about to get violent. Oh, and the anger seems to be directed at oatmeal cream pies rather than the other male. That was a close one. It could have ended in gunshots and or fisticuffs. And finally, that leads us to the females engaging something quite natural to them, asserting their dominance over each other ensures they'll secure a weave to take home to wear to their mates, securing the futures of childbearing, thus ensuring more EBT for their tribe. Now, guys, in all seriousness, I thought you'd like that. I thought earlier today, I tweeted out something along the lines of, observing non-whites as if you're filming an Animal Planet documentary makes things feel a little more enjoyable. It doesn't solve anything, but I just recommend it. It's kind of funny. Sometimes when I people watch out in public, I will do the Animal Planet documentary voice in my head, and I will, just sit back and enjoy it. But guys, if that's how they act with EBT, if that's how they act with the assistants, they just act irrationally out in public, just swarming the aisles. You saw in the one video the chick was grabbing her by the hair and just bam, bam, bam. If they act like that with the assistants in their grasp, imagine taking that away. Have we ever seen blacks riot before? Have we ever seen that? Can you fill me in? Oh, wait, you guys are thinking of stuff already. Oh, you're thinking about the BLM riots. You're thinking about George Floyd this, George Floyd that. You're thinking about a personal experience that you've seen in public because you have lived somewhere where you had the opportunity to be enriched by multiculturalism. I'm sure. And I just wanted to ask you guys, what kind of society is going to hold these people accountable for their actions? Is it the current society? Is it the current makeup? Is it the current police force that will do anything and everything not to apprehend these people? I don't think so. I don't think so. We see time and time again in this modern age where it seems that our police force is afraid to apprehend these people because they don't want to be racist. They do not want to be racist, or at least perceived as such. And I am emboldened seeing our generation and younger. I'm in my early mid 30s here, but seeing our generation and younger becoming aware and becoming able to avoid that fear, to drop the bullshit and get back to reality. We do not need to be afraid to call racist. It's not racist to point out reality. It's not racist to say, hey, I notice this pattern that keeps on going with these certain people. How is that racist? How is that racist when you're speaking in facts? well, it's just propagating harmful stereotypes. Yeah, well, okay, stereotypes exist for a reason. They have to come from somewhere. They don't just come out of thin air, dude. Now, one thing that I will say that Trump recently, he's been stationing National Guard across the nation in larger cities, and I don't know if this was all part of the 5D chess plan so he can, oh, he's going to put some National Guard here, and then guess what? He's going to make sure that the government shuts down. That way the blacks riot, and then we can finally have accountability. Guys, I that would be great, wouldn't it? That'd be awesome. It'd be like, wow, we didn't fall for it again. We fell for it again in the sense of we just didn't see the next chess move. Not that we've been being duped and kind of drug along just so that we can fuel this Israeli war machine. You know, we haven't been succumbing to this Jewish influence for our entire lives. All for this. Oh, we're so silly. But you might ask yourself, you might be like, Adam, listen, dude, you're giving me all of these negative things. You're just shitting on me today. You're just raining down turds on my head as if we were at an Indian poop festival. Why are you being like this? Are you a problems guy or are you a solutions guy? And I'd like to let you know that I'm kind of a solutions guy. Wish it was the final one. However, we have to be rational here. So, how can we combat this? How can we combat this potential threat? Well, in my personal life, I like to surround myself with my people and I like to educate myself on how to be prepared, how to take defensive measures in my own life. If you guys have watched my other episodes, you will understand where I'm coming from when I say this. So, whether that means you're getting active in an active club, being surrounded by like minded individuals that will have your back no matter what, or that means that you are joining an organization. I just talked to Ben from ONN on the last episode. That was actually very insightful. If you guys haven't checked that episode out, I highly recommend it. It's very, very cool getting sort of an inside look at maybe how something like that operates. Ben actually he reached out to me after he was like, oh man, I was kind of nervous about it. Do you think it went well? And dude, I straight up told him, I said yes, because that's content that people want and that's content that people need. People need to kind of take we talked about dropping fear earlier. People need to take that fear and just let it melt away. And if we're going to do something, do it. Yes, things might be scary or concerning or whatever. However, if you are tactful and resourceful going through your daily life, then I have the utmost confidence in you that you will be able to be safe and responsible out there in whatever you do, whatever you do. And whenever I say whatever you do, dude, I mean literally whatever you do, whether it's reading an Antelope Hill book, use promo code MAIND, 5% off your entire order, dude. Or reading a book from Sacra Press, use code MAIND at checkout for a discount, guys. They got some good stuff. You can see that from Sacra Press, I have Christian Race Realism, and it is by Michael Spangler. It is a very good read. It is a very good read. Reading season's coming up. And then I haven't finished this book from Antelope Hill yet. This is one of the ones that they've had on there for a while. It's A New Nobility of Blood and Soil. I'll make this quick. Fearsome and provocative, the slogan of Blood and Soil speaks to the interplay between the land and the people on it, the power of a land to shape a people and the power of a people to shape the land. It's an interesting read so far, but yeah, guys, go check it out. The reading season's coming up. Don't be gaming. Dude, I see all you guys drinking your bowls of gravy gaming all the time. Like gaming. Oh, okay. Well, I just want to play the new Battlefield 6 because whenever the Battlefield 6 comes out, it's pretty good. And then I don't even got to pay attention to my wife when I play it. And then I get on the headset and I talk to my boys. Well, okay, I understand the camaraderie there talking to your boys online, but dude, you guys, we gotta get past it. We gotta get past that life of comfort in not knowing anything. Like, how can you? How I'm not even a smart guy, dude. I'm like chief retard over here. But I take the time to read. It's not that hard, and you'll understand almost giving yourself a different worldview, giving yourself a different perspective. It's empowering. It's empowering. I haven't said the word empowering so much as I have in the past 6 months, but anyway, let's get back to the subject at hand, EBT. So I don't know if EBT riots are going to happen, but part of me kind of hopes they do, is in a messed up sort of way. Like, I don't want anyone to get hurt. I don't want anyone to fear and danger for their lives or anything like that. I gotta be a good person. I gotta be a good person. But what I do want to see is some accountability. I want to see some accountability out there. And how do you yield accountability for one's actions unless the actions are so bad by a group of people that you have no other choice? Like, guys, that's the thing that is lacking in the black community is accountability. And I know that my guys, hey, the guys that hang out with me, we all know this. But if you blacks think that I'm an asshole, if you think that I'm the jerk here that is telling you, oh, you guys need to be you do. Just behave. And if you're incapable of behaving, guess what? Time to lock you up, dude. Lock you up. Born in jail when you're 18. If you're a cool one, we'll let you out. There are some cool ones out there. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, easy there, mainstream. Don't get out of hand. I know, I know, I know. But guys, I could rant about black incompetency and lack of accountability for hours. I probably could. Maybe if I could get my words straight and I could string together some sort of coherent thought. I'm sure I could. I'm sure I could. But did you guys a little switching topics here? Did you guys see the Tucker Nick interview and were completely let down by it? Like, I wasn't expecting anything. I did watch it, or at least listen to it in its entirety. Nothing was really groundbreaking. There wasn't any anti-Semitism. I showed up for the anti-Semitism. I showed up for the Tucker and Nick feud, and all I got is a little squash the beef episode. Maybe I shouldn't be so selfish. Maybe I shouldn't be so desiring of turmoil. Have I been desiring turmoil lately? Is this like a problem within me? I don't know. Maybe I might be doing a little bit of self reflection here after the show. But the whole thing, it was really lackluster. I don't, guys, I don't, I don't hate Nick, but I don't think he's our guy. And by our guy, I'm talking about National Socialists. I'm talking about white nationalists. I'm even maybe to a certain extent Christian nationalists. He's kind of our guy for those guys. His lack of I guess, how do I want to put it? His lack of focus on race. He does focus on race. Okay, he focuses on race. However, in his words, not in his actions. Like, he's out there worshiping blacks. Yes, okay, he's 13% Mexican. If you want to get down to brass tacks, Spanish is European and blah blah blah. But what I'm saying is he often says, like, hey, we got to live in an all white society. I want my place to be ran by white people. I want it to be ran by white people. But then he's hanging out with blacks, worshiping blacks, hanging out with Muslims, worshiping Muslims, and it's a little conflicting for me, I find. Plus, he does totally take a dump on blue collar workers. And guess what? That makes a lot of wignats, brother. We're poor out here. We're poor. I'm just scrounging two little nickels to rub together. And over here we have these guys and they're like, "Uh-oh, hey, you guys want to gamble? You guys want to watch porn? I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do." So, it's conflicting. It's conflicting. So my whole take on the Tucker Nick debate, it was really boring. It was a good conversation, I guess. They talked about relevant stuff. if you will, relevant to them. I've watched Fuentes for quite a while, so I've heard his backstory time and time again. I know the episode wasn't tailored for you, mainstream. It wasn't made for you, Adam. But what it was tailored for Tucker's audience. And, that kind of makes sense. And it's also, it's also a little weird. Me and my one buddy were talking about it recently. It's a little odd to me that, hey, this guy's a Fed. This guy's a Fed. They're both saying it, but Nick in particular is saying to Tucker that, he's a Fed, he's a federal agent, his dad's CIA. And I kind of actually bought into that a little bit because if you look at the different pieces of the puzzle and like Tucker's like, oh, I didn't know my dad was CIA. And then you see another interview a few months later where he's like, oh, or a few months earlier where he's like, yeah, my dad was in intelligence. I'm blah, blah, blah. He did this, that, and the third. So it was a little bizarre that they didn't even bring up the Fed stuff. Like they quite literally, the only thing that was said was one of them looked at each other and said, I thought you were a Fed. Well, I thought you were a Fed too. Ha, ha, ha. And it was kind of it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not them, so I can't speak to their experience. I know that we talk about stuff. So guys, you could imagine we don't just get people on here and we don't talk before, during, and after the show. Before recording, most podcasters we BS with each other a little while, like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" This, that, and the third. We're still humans, so there may be an element behind the scenes. My one friend, he the guy that I was talking to about it, he is convinced that both of them are federal assets. And I'm like, dude, I don't know. I can't say for certain, but I'm also one of those fence sitters, like on a subject, like the whole Charlie Kirk thing, dude. I can understand the Israeli influence, like Israel took him out. However, one thing that I can't understand is the lack of evidence. But that being said, why would they allow evidence to be found? If someone took him out in an assassination attempt that wasn't Tyler Robinson, why wouldn't they cover their tracks? If this was a planned, coordinated event with multiple parties involved, why would they let anything slip through the cracks? If Mossad was involved, they have a lot of tentacles out there being an intelligence agency. So, yeah, a little bit of a tangent there, a little bit of an inside baseball, but it's all good conversation. At least I'm more interesting than the Tucker Nick conversation. It's like, yeah, just because you like the two guys, it doesn't mean you go, whoa, that was the best thing ever. Holy crap. No, it was I could have had that conversation with a friend at work. It was nothing crazy. It was nothing like, whoa, whoa. So, another thing, since we're going on tangents here, another thing that I want to tell you guys, since it's just you and me, I don't have a guest around, is that I wanted to kind of explain the purpose of my channel before I get too big so you guys know. You can be like, hey, wasn't it the episode he was talking about EBT actually explained why he's doing this? He explained the name mainstream dissident. He explained things to us. Was that the EBT episode? Oh yeah, I remember that. That's whatever he did the nature documentary and talked about the blacks. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But anyway, the purpose of my show right now, at least in its current form, is to get people to take the same journey that I have, the same journey that I have taken from conservative. Well, actually, if you want to backtrack a little bit, from conservative to libertarian to conservative to a Trump guy. I guess I was a populist. I don't know. To a Christian nationalist to a Christian national socialist. And if people can kind of take the same journey that I did with the same information given that I had, which is all out there, it's all out there, guys. You can look up the same stuff I do. You can read the books that I do and Antelope Hill Publishing. And I want people to have that same experience and get to where I am, because I think that that's the only way that our nation, or our white countries rather, can stay white, because we're getting to a time here where we, I don't want to say it's do or die yet. I think that we probably have a decade left until we can really see the decline. We're going to experience the decline before we experience any sort of resurgence. Do you want to be sitting on your couch all alone, living in the city? You didn't meet up with any like-minded individuals, and you aren't prepared for anything? Or would you rather take preventative measures, reach out to people around you, and kind of build that connection, network with people before they turn back on the censorship? I'm telling you that right now. Just as a side note, do not forget that. Network with people now. Create an X account, get a Telegram account, say, "Hey, I'm going to give you guys my Telegram." Only do it to the cool ones. X is the kind of the wild, wild west. But use that to make real in real life connections. I can't recommend anything else besides that. So, mainstream dissident, I want to bring the dissident ideas into the mainstream, and I want people to view our ideas as mainstream. I want the next generation of young men to say, "Hey, these guys are normal. Everyone else sucks because they have created this mess. We can be the solution. We can be the solution." There's that word again. I told you I am a solution guy. Come on, yeah, you didn't believe me earlier. I'm trying to be a solution guy. No, I don't have all the answers. Yes, do I kind of think one-dimensionally at times? Maybe. However, I'm only a man, and where I think one-dimensionally, maybe I can call up Trump and be like, "Hey, you got another 5D chessboard that I can borrow? I'm trying to win it for the future of my people, and a future for white children. Just let me know." Oh, you're busy in Israel right now. Okay. You're doing what with Netanyahu? Okay, I'll call you later. All right, bye. But let me ask you again. Let me ask you again. Do you guys want to be sitting on your couch just sitting idly by, or do you want to be out there doing something? To bring it back, sorry, I'm jumping all over the place today. To bring it back to an explanation of my show, that a lot of guys are from X here. A lot of guys are from X, and you're seeing me on YouTube, you're seeing me on Rumble, you're listening to me on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever you listen to me on, and you're thinking, "Wait a minute, I see his content on X, and it's a little more out there compared to his videos." That's intentional. These videos are meant to be more of a bridge of thought. Like, I want to take the young men out there and just say, "Hey, you guys, if you never thought about thinking this way, here's your opportunity." I'm trying to just kind of drop a little bit of ideology here and there to make things more palatable. That's my whole thing. Because if we are not a palatable solution to the problems that are facing our nations, it's never going to take root. The tree can never grow unless we can spread our roots. So I am just planting seeds out there. Am I sticking with this analogy? I'm just planting seeds, and then you guys, hopefully I'm watering them, and then maybe you guys will grow over here in mainstream dissidents pasture, and maybe you'll go a little bit further than me, and then we'll all meet up at the end, and we'll be riding white stallions, and we'll have white women riding on the stallions too, and it'll just be a grand old time. It'll be great. So if you don't think that I'm extreme enough, that's probably why. And if you think I'm too extreme, well, hey, you better catch up. All right, guys. Now, if you haven't left a comment yet, I'm not going to beat you up. I'm not going to find you. I'm not going to locate your IP address and then come hunt you down in some weird sort of sicko way. But if you haven't left a comment, go ahead and comment. Check out the other comments on the other videos. I freaking reply back. If you guys need to talk to someone or you want to maybe be a guest star on my show, reach out to me. If I turn you down, don't feel offended. Some of you aren't talented, and that's okay. We kind of understand that as the National Socialist train of thought. We understand that everyone has a place, and maybe yours isn't on camera with Mainstream Dissident, but maybe yours is to be one of those support groups, want to be one of those clippers, be one of those organizers for events that can hand out flyers or distribute them online or do whatever. We all have our place. That being said, I want to provide a place for you guys to say, hey, and I'm talking about DMing me on X. If you guys prefer Telegram, go ahead and reach out to me on X, and then we can go from there. But I want to be a place where you guys can say, hey, dude, I heard you talking about addiction. I'm struggling right now. Can you blah, blah, blah? I can help you out. I can try and be there for you. I got a buddy in real life that doesn't watch the show. I don't even know if he knows I do a podcast, but he reached out to me recently, and I'm more than happy to help. I'm more than happy to help. Or if you guys want to just send me racist memes in a non-threatening way, I would love that too. Who doesn't love that? Who doesn't love that? So guys, I think this has been a great episode. Don't forget to use on Sakura Press and Antelope Hill Publishing the promo code MAIND. You guys can get a nice discount on those websites, and you'll find all those links in the descriptions. You'll find some other videos in the description. Like the video, like it, like the video, share the video. If you're feeling froggy, dude, share that shit. Come on, man. I'm gaining like 60 subs a month, which doesn't sound crazy until you realize I've only been doing this 3 months. So far, so good. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. You guys are liking it, at least. I hope you're loving it. Let me love you a little more. Okay. This has been another episode of Mainstream Dissident. My name is Adam. I've been your host. Until next time.